Hello guys, you're welcome to the Minority Report Nigeria. I am
here to shake the table.
shake the table that a lot of people are on. I am Dozie and
I'm Walter.
So today, what we're going to be talking about was inspired by the I Kissed the Girl crooner Katy Perry and her just really nasty behavior on the American Idol.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Benjamin Glaze. I'm 19 years old.
Well, hello. And what do you do for work, Benjamin?
I'm a cashier at an electronics store.
Cool.
But I love it because sometimes there's cute girls and they're not going anywhere without saying hi.
You get a cute girl to say hi to you because they gotta check
Man
out.
has a racket already.
Wow.
Come on.
Have you kissed a girl and liked it?
No, I've never been in a relationship.
Really?
I can't kiss a girl without being in a relationship.
Come here, Benjamin.
Come
No,
here.
wait, hold on.
Come here.
Come on.
Come here right now.
You can't.
Come here right now.
I gotta get simple
wait,
with this.
Come here.
Stop.
What, on the cheek?
You didn't even make the smush sound.
Right,
gotta
okay.
go.
Let me
Come on,
start
let's
over. Let me
get
start
this.
over. Okay.
It went down! Did you get it?
I got it. I got it.
No,
You did! Oh my
Very good.
gosh.
That was so
well,
good.
that's a first.
Sorry.
You know,
The guy said something about how he would have preferred the case to be, not such a public thing, such a sensational thing. He would have preferred it to be someone he loved and all that. And it was just something so...
there is something really nasty about it. You know, a lot of people called into question the propriety of her as a judge, acting the way that she did. That was just really, really messy. And for me, what was really annoying was the fact that she thought it was cute. And it just wasn't. And which brings us to talk about predatory behaviors of women sometimes and how, it is
often ignored.
Yes,
often
why
written off as
something else, as something cute.
And
Oh my gosh,
lovely. That thing, women, let them have it. It's just
yes, it's
just
so
women.
cute. She kissed him on his lips. That was, a violation of his private space. That was just messy on several different levels.
It comes down to something we've talked about in a previous episode about how the
double
vulnerability of men is often ignored.
Yeah.
This. There was a post I read by Judy Dada, something he wrote about how he was in a Uber. He was on a Uber ride, and the driver's phone was ringing, persistently, and the driver was ignoring it. And at the point, he now you can actually answer it. It's not a problem. I won't mind. He was like, no, he's not going to answer that. He knows who's on the phone. And Judy was like, who? He said it's a female. Affair that he had at one time. And first of all, Jude took the time at the beginning of this update to talk about how gorgeous this driver is. Like, he's a very, very good looking man. And so the man started telling him about how he gets pestered all the time by fares that are female that he picks, and that he's just not interested because he's married. And so there was this sense in the comment section of how there was this banter around it. Oh, big guy, that kind of thing. The reactions range from surprise that he didn't capitalize on that to women
Discrediting the fact that he should feel,
this levity,
disturbed in
they
some way.
excused it as it's just something, one of those things, but it really shouldn't be one of those things.
Yes, because if the tables were turned, it would be a completely different thing.
It would be a real problem.
So
you think about how if a girl were performing and Lionel Richie called her and said,
and kissed her.
And then kissed her.
Ew!
The outrage would be swift.
Would have been so
and,
enormous.
Like right
to
there,
end
his career would just die.
Yes, but to be fair, there was pushback. There was a backlash.
Yes, but
with Katy Perry, but it was there was a sense in which it was with soft gloves, as opposed to what it would have been where it reversed. But I think that to an extent is still explainable. There's the question of the power dynamics generally between men and this is not at all to justify or to discredit. Katy Perry is very successful, very powerful, entertainer,
no, this isn't even it's on in some level, it's not even gender per se.
Yeah.
If something we have to recognize whenever we're talking about assaults
Yes.
or sexual in nature is, like you said,
Impropriety.
the power
Power
dynamics. If once it's established that somebody is at a higher structure of power rotation than someone else, and this person is making advances on this other person that he doesn't want, that is assault.
In a way
And
that
it's-
that is hinged on the power that they have.
yes, that is that the
On the
person
sort of-
has to
that they have over the other
accept,
person.
because it's wrong. It's just wrong. It doesn't matter who is at the top.
Because I mean,
and,
a random girl could not have walked up to that guy and kissed him on the
and no, you get.
So it's-
and if in the case of that taxi driver, if this guy was in his Lexus and the woman was in her Mercedes and she's come, he would just slap her like, get the fuck.
Yes.
Why would you be this? Like, but it's just wrong. When these things have to be called out, and
Yes,
we
and
need
I
to
think
start taking off
it's
the blinders
also
of.
important how we call it out. Like I saw a lot of comments online about some people saw, that instance as an avenue to throw shade
At feminism.
at feminism. If it were a feminist, they would come for this, and they would, if the situation was reversed and it was a man who did that, feminists would come for. But by so doing, it insinuates that you have a problem with this situation only because
it's
if
a
yes,
it's as a means to throw slight at
yes.
Any issues pertaining to gender that come up and people start using it as a way to beat at feminism. I always have a problem with that. Just go at
the issue. It's the problem. Call it
attack
out for
the
what
problem
it is.
as it is. Don't draw parallels with it and feminism. Feminism on its minding its business, just quietly or loudly. Fighting all these gender disparities. You don't have to keep talking this way and that at every issue. Yes, when it happens, there are feminists who told you that there are no feminists who are talking. There are feminists who are talking. There are feminists who probably had an issue with Katy Perry doing
A
that.
lot of people had an issue with Katy Perry
So
online.
you cannot. Who do you want to come out and say, "Oh, I'm a feminist"? And it's not like that it happens.
And I think, like, when I, reading a lot of the backlash online, it just, reaffirmed for me what a watershed moment we are in. People are waking up to this. A lot of people all around the world are waking up to this stuff. That a lot of these so-called cute things that women used to get away with are just not cute. Everybody's for equal opportunities. So if you're going to call out a man when he acts in a way that's predatory, we should also call out women. But here's the thing, like, we are nowhere near the point, clearly, where the ramifications are as severe for men as they are with women. Because if that were the case,
I was myself only just recently woken to the whole prospect of female abuse a couple of years ago. No, last year, I think, when a friend of mine, an acquaintance I made on Facebook, came to me and was telling me his story of the abuse he has suffered as a child. And yes, he had male abusers, but he had male abusers. But the first ever abuse he suffered was in the hands of an aunt.
Yeah.
A woman who should know better. And he was just a child of 5'7", and she molested him and threatened him with death if he were to tell anyone. And even that didn't even come out when he was talking about his abuse. That didn't come up when he was recollecting those things. It didn't come up in his recollections until much later. Like, he started from when the male. That's where he started seeing abusers happening, when the male started touching him inappropriately. And then at the end, when we had finished going through when he had put me through the whole emotional upheaval of his stories, and then that last one, he tossed it as a throwaway comment. Like, hey, and the other, even way back said, there was this one of my aunties who was touching me, just like that. I'm like, whoa, stop, come back, tell me about that. And then when he did, I had to let him understand that that
was also incredibly terrible. It was just as bad as all the other ones.
Wrong, eh?
It was just as terrible as
it's
all
just
the other
as terrible as all the other ones. It didn't matter that she didn't stick whatever it is she was supposed to in your anus. The fact that she touched you and made you touch her, oh my God, at 5 and she's 20 something, that is just all shades of wrong. you should see her as someone who did something abusive to you.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. The fact that I am only just realizing that women actually have this
Get out of jail free card.
power to be abusive, and all this while we have been giving them that get out of jail free card, like because it's not a gender. I want to talk about it like it's not a gender thing. Which whenever we talk about this, abuse, we should remove issues about gender.
it
We
shouldn't
should
be a
remove the
gender
blinders
topic.
of gender and just focus on
The
the
perpetrator,
the structure,
the power dynamics.
the power dynamics. So it's that was an awakening for me. And
Yes.
it all comes down that this is why whenever we're talking about issues about assault, domestic abuse, and sexual abuse and all that, I am learning to use the lens of whenever equality, equal people. I mean, if we're going to talk about equal opportunities, we should talk about equal pain and equal predators. Like women
and equal accountability on accountability on both sides. On the sides of men and women.
I think all these things also comes from the I think there's this movie by Michael Douglas and Demi Moore.
I was going to say that it's based on the book Disclosure, Michael Crichton.
These movies also help structure these things. They don't.
When I was in JSS too, it was.
Demi Moore was a very predatory woman.
Boss.
In
I
that
haven't seen the movie.
but somehow it was cute and lovely. Like
It was.
No,
I haven't
that was
seen.
the way it was
I haven't
shown.
seen the movie.
That-
But I know in the
that
book,
thing,
in the book, it was presented as a big problem. Movies tend to change things a lot, but in the book, it was presented.
That was the book.
Yes, it's based on the book Michael Crichton.
The movie made it seem so one of those things.
I was even going to reference that book because that was the first time I had my aha moments when it came to. I read that book in JSS too. That was my first aha moment when it came to the double standards with men and women in instances of abuse.
When I was in secondary school, there was this teacher, a senior staff. I've forgotten the subject she used to teach, but then there was, coppers came along, and there was this male copper who was teaching us biology. I think I was in SS2 then, and before long, the news broke out that the guy was him and the woman were sleeping together, and there was this whole
Bad guy.
yes
Bad
about
sharp
it.
guy.
There was this whole commendation for the guy, that conversation that we were having as senior students, talking about them behind their back, and right now I just wonder. Just how cooperative was he?
Yeah.
In
How
that-
much of a say did he have
Yes,
in that relationship?
that kind of a relationship. It's disturbing how we overlook most of these
Certain
things when
things,
women are at the top, literally.
Reverse cowgirl. But yes, so it is a thing. It definitely is a thing. And I'm glad people are waking up to the fact that women can be just as predatory as men. And I would like to see a world where this is punished equally. But I don't think, we are there yet. Speaking generally speaking about the access to power,
And,
the access to all of this.
And let's not when we talk about these things, let it not be seen as a slight on feminism.
Of course.
It's not. Not everything involving women doing the wrong thing. I mean, the women doing the wrong thing isn't a feminist issue. They are doing the wrong thing. They should be called out on it. It should not be linked to a failure of feminism. Oh, because there's this tendency to say, yes,
it's
women,
actually crazy.
This is all the fault of all these feminist people.
Yes,
whenever
exactly.
women want to now start wearing the bras, see what they are doing now.
Call the women out. Feminism is all about everybody having access to be themselves in full. That's what feminism is about.
Exactly.
So if that full person is a problematic person, call the person the fuck out. And it has nothing to do, and not feminism, don't leave the issue and start chasing shadows.
We should have You see, this is the thing we keep saying. You know, whenever we talk about things like this, have them individually. You know, focus on them as they come, and not link them to a larger picture of how it affects one another. How
Especially
it's
when
part
that
of one another
that
issue,
linkage is
how
a
it detracts from
stretch.
one other issue. It's just, you know, when women are talking about rape, men should not interrupt with, "Oh, but men get raped
raped
too."
too.
So, and when we focus on issue about predatory attitude of women, we shouldn't say, but well, that is what feminism is causing. Feminism is causing nothing. Those women are bad not because they're feminists, but because they are human beings with flaws of their own that should be addressed. When you go out, as a woman, if you wake up tomorrow morning and you wake up and you step out of your house and you have that urge to be a bad woman, bad person, stop and consider the fact that, you know, I mean, it's just wrong that this is not a good look on yourself as a woman. It's not a good look on yourself as a human being. You know, you cannot get away. You cannot think about it as in the light of, yeah, but I'm a woman, so it shouldn't count. It counts. So yeah,
That's basically it.
let's try and do better.
Do better. So until we'll come your way next time, I'm Dozie.
I'm Walter.
Bye.